Most men over 60 believe this lie, that losing your erections, your energy, even your sense of masculinity is just part of getting older. But after 30 years as a urologist, I can tell you something that may shock you. It's not your age that's failing you. It's your blood flow, your hormones, and the silent habits slowly working against your body every single day. And the real danger isn't just physical, it's that quiet moment when you stop feeling like yourself, when confidence fades, when intimacy becomes something you avoid instead of enjoy. I'm Dr. James, and I've sat across from thousands of men who thought their best years were behind them, until they realized their body wasn't broken. It was simply deprived of what it needed to function. What if I told you that something as simple as a daily fruit, something already in your kitchen, could begin restoring circulation, reducing prostate inflammation, and supporting your performance faster than you think? In today's video, this powerful fruit helps shrink your prostate. The truth. No one tells you, I'm going to show you 5 powerful fruits that can help you reclaim control. And it all starts with one simple, overlooked fruit that most men completely ignore. Let's begin. 1. Citrus fruits. The anti-inflammatory kickstart. Most men don't realize this, but one of the fastest ways your prostate starts to swell is when your blood vessels begin to stiffen and your circulation quietly slows down. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually. And by the time you notice the symptoms, waking up multiple times at night, a weak stream, difficulty staying firm, it already feels like your body is slipping away from you. Here's what's really going on. Your prostate sits right below your bladder, wrapped around your urinary tract. When inflammation builds up and blood flow becomes restricted, pressure increases in that area. At the same time, reduced circulation means less nitric oxide, the molecule your body needs to relax blood vessels and allow strong, steady blood flow to the penis. No nitric oxide, no proper flow, and without proper flow, erections become weaker, slower, and harder to maintain. It's not just about sex, it's about function, control, confidence. I remember a patient, 67 years old. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore." He wasn't just talking about the bedroom, he was talking about the exhaustion, the frustration of planning his nights around the bathroom, the quiet distance growing between him and his wife. He thought it was age, that this was the beginning of the end, but it wasn't. We started with something incredibly simple. Every morning, before coffee, before anything else, warm water with half a squeezed lemon. That's it. Citrus fruits like lemon, orange, and grapefruit are rich in compounds that help your body produce nitric oxide and reduce inflammation inside blood vessels. Over time, this improves circulation, not just to your heart, but to your pelvic region, your prostate, and yes, your erections. 2 weeks later, he told me he was waking up less, sleeping deeper, feeling a little more like himself again. And that's how it starts. Small shifts, real change. Listen, this isn't about chasing perfection. It's about restoring what your body already knows how to do. Your system isn't broken, it's just been under-supported for too long. So here's what I want you to do. Starting tomorrow morning, drink a glass of warm lemon water. Do it consistently. Give your body that signal to wake up, to circulate, to begin repairing. It's simple, but powerful. Because once you start improving blood flow and calming inflammation, you open the door for deeper healing. And that brings me to the next fruit. One that works from a completely different angle. Your gut, your inflammation levels, and the hidden toxins most men never think about. 2. Kiwi, the hidden inflammation trigger. Most men ignore. There's one hidden cause of prostate problems that almost no man thinks about. And that's poor digestion. It sounds unrelated, but it's not. Because when your gut isn't working properly, toxins and inflammatory compounds begin to leak into your bloodstream. And over time, that inflammation doesn't just stay in your gut. It travels. It settles. And one of the most vulnerable places it lands is your prostate. Now think about what that means for your body. When inflammation builds up, your prostate becomes irritated and swollen. That pressure affects your bladder. It affects your urinary flow. And at the same time, inflammation interferes with blood circulation and hormone balance. Less blood flow means weaker erections. More inflammation means lower testosterone signaling. And suddenly, you're dealing with a combination of symptoms: frequent urination, especially at night, low energy, reduced desire, and that frustrating feeling that your body just isn't responding the way it used to. I remember a patient, 71 years old, a retired firefighter, strong man, but when he sat down in my office, his voice was different, quieter. He told me, "Doc, I avoid going out now. I'm always looking for the nearest bathroom, and with my wife, I just don't feel confident anymore." What struck me wasn't just his symptoms, it was the way he had started to withdraw from his own life. We didn't jump to aggressive treatments. We started by supporting his system from the inside. I asked him to add one simple thing every morning: one kiwi, on an empty stomach. That's it. Kiwi is rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and a natural enzyme that helps break down proteins and improve digestion. When digestion improves, inflammation begins to drop. And when inflammation drops, blood flow improves, hormone signaling stabilizes, and the pressure on the prostate starts to ease. Within a few weeks, he came back different, more relaxed, more present. He told me he was sleeping better. Fewer nighttime trips, more energy during the day, and slowly, his confidence began to return. This is what I want you to understand. Your body is deeply connected. Your gut, your blood flow, your hormones, your prostate, they are not separate systems. They work together, and when one improves, the others follow. So here's something simple you can do. Start your morning with one kiwi. Eat it slowly. Give your body that support. Stay consistent, because consistency is what creates change. And once you begin reducing inflammation from within, something else starts to shift: your sleep. And what most men don't realize is this: poor sleep may be the silent force making everything worse. That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. 3. Cherries, the sleep hormone most men are losing. Let me tell you something most men never hear. If you're not sleeping deeply, your prostate will never truly heal. And I'm not just talking about feeling tired, I'm talking about broken sleep, waking up every hour, that constant urge to urinate, that restless night where your body never fully shuts down, because every time your sleep is interrupted, your hormones suffer, your inflammation rises, and your blood flow declines. Here's what's happening inside your body. Deep sleep is when testosterone is restored. It's when your blood vessels repair themselves. It's when inflammation is reduced. But if you're waking up again and again during the night, your body never reaches that recovery state. Testosterone drops. Nitric oxide production weakens. Blood flow becomes sluggish, and the result? Weaker erections, lower desire, less energy, and a prostate that stays irritated and swollen. I had a patient, 74 years old. He looked exhausted the first time I met him. He said, "Doc, I don't remember the last time I slept through the night." He was waking up 5, sometimes 6 times, but what hit me the most was what he said next. "I've stopped trying with my wife. I just don't have it in me anymore." It wasn't just physical, it was emotional. He felt like he was disappearing. We didn't start with complicated treatments. We focused on restoring his sleep, and one of the simplest tools we used was cherries. Especially tart cherries. They contain natural compounds that support melatonin, your body's sleep hormone. But they also reduce inflammation in the prostate, helping ease that pressure that keeps waking you up. Within a few weeks, something shifted. He started sleeping longer stretches, 3 hours, then 4. His body finally had time to repair. His energy came back, and slowly, his confidence returned too. Not overnight, but steadily. This is what I want you to understand. Your body is not failing, it's exhausted. It hasn't been given the chance to recover, and when you restore that recovery, everything begins to change. So here's what I recommend. Add a small glass of tart cherry juice to your daily routine. Preferably in the evening, or even earlier in the day if that works better for you. Stay consistent. Let your body relearn how to rest. Because once your sleep improves, your hormones begin to stabilize. And when your hormones stabilize, Something else becomes possible again: stronger blood flow, sharper focus, and a renewed sense of vitality. But we're not done yet, because even with better sleep, your body is still under attack from something you can't see. Something that slowly damages your cells every single day, and that's exactly what we're going to uncover next. 4. Berries. The silent damage most men never see. There's a silent process happening in your body right now. And most men never feel it until it's already taken something from them. It's called oxidative stress. But don't worry about the name. What matters is what it does. It slowly damages your blood vessels, it weakens circulation, it irritates your prostate, and over time, it chips away at your ability to perform, to feel desire, to feel like yourself. Here's the simple version. Your body is constantly exposed to stress: poor diet, lack of movement, aging cells. This creates unstable molecules that damage healthy tissue. When this damage builds up in your blood vessels, they become stiff, narrow, less responsive. That means less nitric oxide, less blood flow, and without proper blood flow, erections become weaker, slower, and harder to maintain. At the same time, that same damage fuels inflammation in the prostate, making urination more frequent, more urgent, especially at night. I remember a patient, 72 years old. He didn't come in complaining about one big problem. It was a collection of small ones: low energy, brain fog, weak erections. Waking up at night, he told me, "Doc, I just don't feel sharp anymore. I feel like I'm fading." And that word stuck with me, fading, because that's exactly how this process works. Slowly, quietly. We didn't overhaul his entire life. We started with something simple. Every morning, a bowl of mixed berries: blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These fruits are packed with antioxidants. What they do is neutralize that internal damage. They protect your blood vessels, they support nitric oxide production, they improve circulation to your pelvic region, your prostate, and your sexual organs. 2 weeks later, he came back different. Not dramatically, but noticeably. More alert, more present. He said his energy was better, his mind clearer, and he wasn't rushing to the bathroom as often. That's how real healing looks. Gradual, steady, but real. Listen to me, this isn't just aging. This is damage that can be slowed, even reversed. If you support your body the right way. Your system is constantly trying to repair itself. It just needs the right tools. So here's what I want you to do. Add 1 cup of mixed berries to your daily routine. Morning is best. Fresh or frozen, it doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Day after day, you're feeding your body protection. Because when you start protecting your blood vessels, everything begins to change. Circulation improves, energy rises, performance follows. But there's one more piece to this puzzle. One fruit that works faster than most men expect. One that directly targets the prostate, improves hydration, and enhances blood flow in a way that can be felt surprisingly quickly. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at it the same way again. 5. Watermelon, the fastest relief. Most men overlook. There's one problem I see again and again in men over 60. Chronic dehydration, not the kind that makes you feel thirsty, the kind that quietly thickens your blood, slows your circulation, and puts constant stress on your urinary system. And when that happens, your prostate becomes irritated, your bladder becomes more sensitive, and your blood flow, especially where it matters most, begins to weaken. Let me explain this simply. Your erections depend on strong, smooth blood flow. Your prostate depends on proper fluid balance to stay calm and functional. But when your body is even slightly dehydrated, your blood vessels don't expand the way they should. Nitric oxide becomes less effective, circulation slows, and that leads to weaker erections, reduced sensitivity, and more frequent urges to urinate, especially at night. You may think you're drinking enough water, but your body may still be struggling. I remember a patient, 68 years old, a former pilot, very disciplined man, but he came to me frustrated. He said, "Doc, I don't understand. I'm doing everything right, but I feel like I've lost control." He was waking up multiple times at night. His performance had declined. And more than anything, he felt disconnected from himself. That quiet loss of identity. It hit him hard. We didn't start with medication. We focused on restoring hydration and circulation together. I asked him to add something simple every morning. Fresh watermelon, 2 to 3 cups. Watermelon is over 90% water, but more importantly, it contains a compound called lycopene. This compound has a unique effect on the prostate. It helps reduce inflammation directly in that tissue. And at the same time, watermelon supports better blood flow by helping your vessels relax and function more efficiently. Within days, he noticed something. Fewer nighttime trips. A sense of lightness. Within a couple of weeks, his energy improved. And slowly, his confidence began to return. Not because of a pill, but because his body was finally getting what it needed. This is what I want you to understand. Your body responds quickly when you remove the pressure and give it support. This isn't about age, it's about function, and function can be restored. So here's what you can do. Start your morning with fresh watermelon. Let it hydrate your system. If you can, pair it with a small handful of nuts to help your body absorb those key compounds more effectively. Keep it simple. Stay consistent. Because when hydration improves, blood flow improves. When blood flow improves, everything changes. And now, you've seen all 5 of these powerful fruits, each one working in a different way. Reducing inflammation, improving circulation, supporting your hormones, helping your body come back to life. In the next part, I want to bring this all together for you. Because this isn't just about food, it's about reclaiming something far more important: your strength, your confidence, and the man you know you still are. 6. Your stronger chapter starts now. Reclaiming control, one simple choice at a time. There comes a moment in every man's life when the body begins to whisper, then slowly insist. The late-night trips to the bathroom, the fading energy, the quiet frustration in moments that once felt natural. And for many men over 60, these changes feel like a slow loss of identity, like something essential is slipping away. But what I want you to understand deeply is this. Your body is not betraying you. It is signaling you, asking for attention, asking for support. Aging does make the body more vulnerable. Blood vessels become less flexible. Hormone levels shift. Inflammation builds more easily, but vulnerability is not the same as inevitability. Decline is not a fixed path. It is shaped every day by the choices you make, the habits you repeat, and the signals you send to your body. What we've talked about today is not just 5 fruits, it's 5 entry points into restoring function. Citrus to awaken circulation, kiwi to calm internal inflammation, cherries to rebuild deep, healing sleep, berries to protect your cells from silent damage, and watermelon to restore hydration and blood flow where it matters most. Each one works differently. But together, they create something powerful, a foundation your body can rebuild on. Because real healing doesn't come from one dramatic change. It comes from small, consistent actions, the kind that seem almost too simple to matter until they do. Now let me ask you something honestly. If nothing changes, if you continue with the same habits, the same patterns, where will your health be 1 year from now? Will the nighttime interruptions be worse? Will your energy be lower? Will intimacy feel even further away? And in 3 to 5 years, will you feel like you've lost even more of yourself? But the opposite is also true. If you begin now, if you make one small change in the morning, if you support your body instead of ignoring it, the trajectory shifts. 1 year from now, you could be sleeping better, moving with more energy, feeling more confident in your body. And in 3 to 5 years, you could still be living with strength, clarity, and dignity on your terms. That future is not built in a hospital. It's built in your daily routine, in your kitchen, in the quiet decisions no one else sees. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Because masculinity is not defined by age. It's defined by presence, by vitality, by the decision to stay engaged with your life, your health, and the people you care about. Your body is still capable, still responsive, still waiting. So start tomorrow. One fruit, one habit, one step forward. And if this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Not just for information, but for a reminder that your best chapter may still be ahead.